G'day and welcome back to the channel. I'm Ruben, and today's Project GT video we are going to be pulling apart the GPS and entertainment system. I have a good friend over in America who has purchased this. The goal today is to try and chop as few wires as possible. I'd really like to get it as like a plug-in loom for him to do this, but I suspect there may still be chopping of wires anyway. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yuck. So this little box here, this is quite a common thing to see on Japanese cars in New Zealand. It's a band expander. I don't know how familiar the American audience is going to be with these, but Kiwis are quite familiar with them. Essentially all it does is it shifts the radio frequency. Normally 10 megahertz, 12 megahertz and 14 megahertz are the three options. And it just... So the CD player, the tuner, is going to be tuning up to say 88, but it's actually going to be through this box listening to 90 FM, and that's all it is. It's just shifting the band into a band that's compatible with New Zealand's band. So I mean, I may as well leave it on there just in case he wants to use it, but it may shift the Japanese band into something completely unusable for America. Normally in New Zealand we're like sort of mid 80s up through to about mid 105 is the kind of the range, the frequencies you get for New Zealand radio stations. But in Japan it's like 70s, mid 70s to 90 is about all you get, I think. Yeah. Yeah, band expander. Yeah. it looks like I have unintentionally been pulling out the antenna, just the regular radio antenna, alongside with all of this wiring for the GPS antennas. Yay! So I've got to unbundle these and return the antenna back up to the front. Thankfully that's not too big a job. Okay, looks like I figured it out. So I think there's 4 GPS antennas for this thing. We've got one going into the tailgate glass. We've got one that's piggybacking off the radio antenna. And then we've got the 2 quarter glass antennas. You got your left rear quarter and your right rear quarter. And then the larger coax cable, that's just the radio antenna, so I don't need to send that. Now I have to take off all the electrical tape that's binding it to these other antennas and reroute it back up to the radio. Fun! that was a lovely way to spend the morning. Let's get back into it. Well, there we go. That's just about that. That was actually pretty easy. If you've never done a full interior like that before, it's all pretty simple. It's just tedious, that's all. The only problem is the little remote that was here is part of that whole entertainment system we removed. And that was drilled in place and put there by Subaru, and that piece of trim would have drill holes in it. So it'd be no good to me even if I took the little remote stand off it. So unfortunately, I'm left having to track down another one of these trim bits. Not terribly hard in New Zealand at the moment, though it is getting much, much harder. But I should be able to find one. Otherwise, as you saw, the interior cleaned up nicely. She's pretty tidy in here. I'm not going to lie. This was a joy to work on. And really good. Whenever I buy a new car, I actually like to take the seat out anyway and do a full vacuum and get in all those little cracks. So since it was all coming apart anyway, it seemed a good enough option, or a good enough time rather, to do that. Do a nice deep clean. Yeah. One more item crossed off the list. Remove the GPS. Thank goodness. I'm going to have to leave putting the seat in for the next project video. But next week, I've got something slightly different coming to your screens. I'm doing the media for the Chronic Pig Hill Climb. So I've just got done filming up there today, actually. I got a lot of good footage. I hope my editing skills can do it justice. And we'll be uploading that on Monday. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.